it's difficult to follow Ian. Ian is such an eloquent speaker. I'll be very brief. William took me on when I moved here. I moved here 3 months before 9/11, exactly 16 years ago, in June of 2001. And what I had been doing before I moved here was I was working on the peace process, the Middle East peace process, at the U.S. Council on Foreign Relations. And we had just finished the disappointing Camp David talks in 2000, and the Intifada started, the Tanzim started, Sharon started with his nonsense, and I needed to get a new job, so I moved to London, and I have never left since. And what I wanted to say basically is this, that as an analyst, it's quite easy to just sit up in front of your computer and write based on cultural generalizations that you have been exposed to, and you can come up with a very logical sequence of events, sometimes hostile to Iran, hostile to the Arabs, hostile to the Zionists. But you can come up with a very, very clear picture, provided you don't interact with people. And one of the things about London and about Next Century Foundation, and particularly the Media Awards event, is that you interact with people. You interact with an Adol, with a Meredad. You see people, you talk to people who are different from you, and you tend to come up with a viewpoint that modulates what you might otherwise write. So I think that's the beauty of this occasion. And with that, I would like to go right to the Cutting Edge #2 award, and the winner is...
גוף חזק, שלם, שילך איתך קדימה. אני בספק אם היום מישהו בשטחים...
לבין חיילי צה"ל, כמובן שזה קורה על רקע המעורבות.
דוברי העברית שלא יודעים ערבית, מה אנחנו מחמיצים ומפספסים
הערים הפלסטיניות, הכפרים ומחנות הפליטים, מגיע הסרטון הזה שאין שום דרך לתאר אותו פרט למחרים. לא מעט כוחות של הרשות הפלסטינית שנעמדו שם מאז שעות הבוקר. קוקוסמוס של המאבק הזה, זו הסמטה הזאת.
פחות ירגיש. עכשיו אמרנו שמנסה לצאת החוצה, יראה מחסומים.
מה שאתם רואים מאחורינו זו המציאות בחלק מהשכונות המזרח ירושלמיות לאחרונה.
Ohad Hemo.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. I'm literally very excited, honored to be here today, to stand in front of you, to speak. So thanks again. You know, I usually say that I have the best job in Israel, which is a pure, big, huge lie. This is actually a fake news, you know. It's not the best. Actually, some would say that on the contrary. But it's very interesting, definitely, because I'm one of very few Israelis, you can count them on one hand, that enters on a regular base into the West Bank. And getting to know the Palestinians in very intimate way, let me call it like this. But on the other hand, I must tell you that it can be very, very risky, very challenging sometimes, very depressing. And because I think that in a way I look at the white of the eye of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and the picture is not really nice. So I keep asking myself, what's the reason for you to do this thing for 14 years, to enter into the Palestinian territories, to see this tragedy in your own eyes? And I think that the answer is very simple. We, the Israeli media, we play, or the media in whole, we play a major role, a key role, creating bridges and creating channels between the two peoples. Now, the tragedy is that what happens during the years that, I'll say, the hateness or the anger became hatred, and the ignorance became dehumanizations sometimes. And I just, you know, whenever I go up and try to do what I know to do, is I'm trying, at the end of the day, to remind my people, the Israelis and the Palestinians, that the coexistence together can be realistic, and not to mention the root word, peace. So inshallah, I wish, אני מקווה, thank you very much. Thank you.